something stupid just happened in a comment section. Maybe it's worth talking about. Because apparently people know something that I don't.
European nations are in a problem, but they're starting to hate the solution more than they hate the problem, right? And that...
The solution. The solution, guys. Holy shit. This guy is actually gonna try and justify migrants. You gotta be fucking kidding me. We're talking propaganda levels of, reply section here. Young people in Europe are leaving to other countries that pay them livable wages. And there is clear growth of them. Europeans going where exactly? To another European country? Like, wow, that's crazy. The funniest thing is Lithuania would be on the list. And that involves me. And I did the exact same thing too. And even if I went to UK, I would want to go back. Alright? I would want to go back for multitude of reasons, by the way. And sometimes people, you know, on average, they don't leave. They don't leave their countries. Don't learn another language. Like, why go through the burden of doing that? It gets so fucking weird that people feel that this is a thing. And migrants are the end. Like, we have actually opened a portal to a new dimension. Never before seen, by the way. We're justifying migration. We're just, like, who actually even needs migration in the first place? What kind of problem are we trying to solve? Well, we're trying to solve the millionaire problem, apparently. Millionaires love cheap labor. That's the only fucking thing. But instead we're actually targeting pensioners. Oh no, not enough labor for pensioners. Are you fucking kidding me? It's not about labor even. Pensioners don't actually ask for labor. They go to a fucking grocery store and try to find something in a grocery store. Are you fucking kidding me? This is the most degenerate take on the fucking internet, and people are actually backing it up. Like it's fucking Christmas time, baby. Look at this shit, I'm getting ratios. Are you fucking kidding me? Obviously, I dropped just one line, but I didn't expect this sort of fucking weird response. I'm like, what do you mean they just leave? What do you mean young people just leave? That's weird thing to say. People just do something? I mean, that's crazy. I don't remember people just doing things, and that being automatically rational, and all of a sudden it creating a chain of events where migration is justified. That's crazy, dude. That is so disgusting. That, people actually live this take somehow. They're just living in it.
Has to do with pensions. And I spoke a lot about this, but essentially...
It has to do with pensions.
People are economic net negatives. They don't...
Old people are economic net negatives, guys. The only actual net negative is the rent prices do in fact go up because old people are hogging up all their spaces, you know. And the only thing that's made it even more net negative, by the way, is where millionaires have got their money back by renovating their fucking homes. Right? Let me renovate your fucking home. Let me put some nice little decorative plates on top of your apartment and collect your money as if you have to pay rent. I actually avoided renovation. All of a sudden we would have to pay rent in that case. Are you fucking kidding me? Do you think pensioners are the fucking problem? You gotta be out of your fucking minds. Again, that's the only thing they do. They hog up places where it would be nice if you could actually rent certain places. You could actually, like, at least live with a pensioner all of a sudden. First of all, you have a pretty good roommate you can take care of. You have a pretty good fucking job in the first place. I can take care of my mom. And that's good enough job as it is. And I have to take care of my mom. But it doesn't end there. It's so fucking frustrating that people don't actually see what they're leaving behind. Not only they're leaving behind a place where you don't have to pay for rent, you're also leaving behind countless of farmers you can actually work for. Countless of farmers you can actually call and say, do you need work? Do you need work? Yeah. Fucking countless. You can find job if you're looking for a job. Like, that's not impossible task. I was probably able to find a job eventually. You just get a fucking bike and you get your fucking job. Yeah, it doesn't pay you much, but you also don't have to spend much either. What are you fucking trying to buy in the first place? Like, what are we even talking about? This is insane. Someone is even fucking bringing race into this picture, basically. It's the guy with 2 likes, basically, right? I can't find it, actually. There had to be, like, another comment. Yeah, there's just, like, another comment. Yeah, the only valuable thing that pensioners have is their apartments. Not the fact they're hogging up the system. Net negative, we found. Oh, shit. I was, like, upset about pensioners at some point. I thought it's, like, a fucking big deal. But, no. It's not that difficult to actually cover pensioners' ass with labor. The most difficult part is to cover millionaires' ass with labor, because millionaires have so much money and they can actually demand labor from you. Yeah. They get to fucking control the situation in the country. They get to fucking put their whole weight in money on everyone. They bend reality. You think millionaires are net positive in that sense? Interesting how money works, right? It's not fucking obvious, actually. Also, just speaking of pensioners with disrespect in general, it's like, what are you even doing? It's like fucking pensioners are just like net negative and they're just cattle, to be slaughtered or something. Are you fucking kidding? Is that your take? Is that where we're going right now? They're just net negative, actually. We decided, yes. Money doesn't even fucking play a role, generally, when it comes to net positive or net negatives. Okay? Net positive and net negatives is your personal experience. What do you get from the other person, personally? You know what pensioners don't do? They don't make fucking noise. They don't own, like, aggressive giant bulldogs, basically, in their fucking basements. Right? They're usually responsible adults who don't actually do damage to society. That's the funny thing about it. Well, the youngsters are the ones who are out of fucking control. The youngsters are the ones creating most stress and most noise. And they're the ones smoking, drinking, partying, and being the net negative of society. It's the young people who we actually don't fucking need. Who I'm gonna kick their ass to another fucking dimension if I have to, actually. Like, what the fuck are we even talking about? You guys are having not only all wrong, but you have it so fucking right. Get the fuck out of here, right? The funny thing is, I also get a pension. They, for some reason, dare to call my payment a pension, and my pension even got raised. I live in pain. I live in mental burden. I still live surrounded by fucking idiots. And I wish more young people go into the fucking void and never fucking come back. Like, please. Help an old man out. Help a man in their golden 30s. Alright? With beard, limping around. I already have a bent back, bent towards a screen. I already just read the news, listen to the news, see what the paper has to say every day. I have a subscription to the news, right? Doom scroll the news. I must be an old man and deserve a pension. It's weird to me too, but at the same time, why would they even bother giving me a pension in the first place? And that's technically not a lot of money. 400. I can be very exact. 400 a month. My mom gets like 600. Is that a lot? And they even say, Lithuanians say in the news, of like below 1,000, it's still like pretty poor. It's like, what the fuck? Below 1,000? Holy shit, we live a pretty good life. Bro, we live a pretty good life with this. And it doesn't sound like it's like extreme expensive and it's a burden to everyone to be able to support this kind of system. That's the magic of taxation. I know, it's crazy. You don't actually need that many working people. Even like Koreans, Japanese, all of them fucking panicking, right? Across the news. I don't think they're gonna fucking suffer. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. We're talking about technology. We're talking about already the technology is tipping the scales. What are you talking about? There's no, like, this void that exists is going to actually be replaced successfully. And again, most importantly, taxes actually have to pay for all those stupid fucking damages that young people do. They crash into things. They destroy property. They have to be surveilled. For fuck's sake, they have to, like, raise the requirement for police state. Right? That shit requires taxes. So if we actually just ignore every single thing about reality and we pretend that young people are automatically net positive to society, which they're fucking not, again, I hope they fucking disappear and reappear when they're at their 50s, thank you very much, right? Skip those 50 years because they're fucking useless most of the time, on average. They're net negative. And, I literally just kind of like went to grocery store and I meet this, older man in his 50s. He might get a pension soon, but he's fucking working, bro. 6 days a week, says to me. And I'm like, I can't even make a deal with this guy. He's too fucking busy. I can't even make a simple deal. 6 days a week. Like, what are you doing? Why are you working? Some people are so crazy when it comes to work. They're working tirelessly, even in their later years. And the pensioners are like they have to be at 66. They have to be pretty fucking old. And again, they don't do much. They don't need much. And whatever is there automatically printed by the fucking factories, they're just gonna be fine with that shit. They're gonna be fine with the basic shit. They don't even buy the basic shit. My mom doesn't even buy it, right? The basic shit involves all kinds of cool things. What are we talking about, dude? The only question is like, is the shelves gonna be full or not full? The only question is, when are we gonna fucking finish war with Russia? The only thing I worry about is migration actually savaging the countries and not being the solution. I'm so fucking shocked that people actually can even think that way. And across the comment section, I'm like, youngsters leave certain countries, and I'm like, well, that's not logically sound. Whatever youngsters are actually doing is not very smart to do, and they're also feeding into the system of millionaires. You know, I just heard in the news, like, Lithuania, where people actually leaving from, Lithuania has made so many millionaires. Why? Because people invest into real estate, obviously. It's the dumbest fucking thing, but it works. How can you create millionaires out of where? Who's paying rent exactly? Like, I don't understand. I guess there's actually enough young people to pay taxes and rent at the same time. And it's happening all across Europe, right? Do you actually leave your parents' basement to go pay rent to a millionaire? Is that your strategy in life? Right? It doesn't even sound very well. I went to UK to realize that, yes, indeed, I am paying a rent to a millionaire agency, basically. Like, it's not that deep, bro. You eventually gonna end up doing that shit, and I went through like 6 jobs. I lost 6 jobs, and all of a sudden, oh shit, I don't want to pay rent anymore. And I came out with a fucking fat 0. I earned absolutely nothing. The UK has sucked me dry. Alright? To the point of suicidal. To the point of where I was suicidal. I was just willing to fucking starve. Alright? Until I said, like, my dad, nah, I just gotta go back home. Even my mom just mysteriously called me to see what's up. She basically got my number from my dad. Basically, she was concerned. They both were kind of concerned, I guess. But my dad doesn't show concern. But all of a sudden, mysteriously, I felt the need to go back. And it was the most successful thing I ever did. You know, go back home. People are going back home. That's another thing in the news. Everything that is being talked about turns this piece of shit into a propaganda-spitting buffoon. I don't even know who he is, but apparently people are backing him up like, again, he's the cancer. He's the guy with the stupidest fucking ideas of all time. Right? Can be easily debunked. And even AI is trying to like, hey, slow down, buddy, this is oversimplification. Even AI doesn't actually like that take, where migrants actually solve the problem. Are you fucking kidding me? You think there's not multitude of solutions for this? And again, Lithuania is not desperate for migrants. They barred migration. They will pay the price. They will pay, you know, because migration has already shown to be scary as fuck, right? It already shows to be an absolute anomaly where it's not migration, it's invasion. It's invasion of men, right? Men who might be able to work, but they also are capable of a tremendous amount of damage in society. So we don't need that shit, all right? We can take refugees like children and women. All right? Men we have to vet. Men we have to educate first and foremost. They have to go through education to be accepted as the solution, so-called. Are you fucking kidding me? Let women go. Let women work. Women will correctly will fill in the spaces that are needed to fill in. We don't need no fucking men. All right? Not only that, we're going through Russian war, which already bled Ukraine into the Europe, right? They already filled in the fucking shoes of young working people. No? Or did they fill in the shoes of more pensioners to Europe? Like, what are we talking about, even? What are we talking about? No, it's women. Women, mostly men, military-aged men, go defend their country. So Ukraine has basically donated workforce as a result. It's that simple. It's that simple. He's pulling shit out of his ass, scooping that shit out. I'm surprised he didn't put it in his mouth, basically, out of the excitement that there was shit to be smeared all over the internet. They kind of just like woke me up with just pure rage of like, what the fuck are you guys even talking about? Young people just leave. It's the most basic ass bitch take. Even by default, people don't just do things. They have to be really, really excited to do something. Alright? I would have been stuck in my country anyways. Just by default. I don't want to go to university because going to university is called going to university. That sucks. All right? I kind of missed that window where I could have just signed up for like a cheap housing or just even be excited about the whole prospect in the first place. I made I always make the magical choice of not doing too many things, and all of a sudden it's like the most correct choice. Right? And technically, again, on average, people are not gonna leave. People are not gonna go and gonna go pay rent to someone. They're just not gonna like find a way to magically learn another language, find a way to teleport, pay the baseline deposit for rent, and all these basic things that they have to do to be able to pull a job in another country and all of a sudden settle. They have to have tremendous amount of friends to do that. Friendship is not very easy under capitalism, but okay. I guess you can just wave your magic wand and pretend that young people are even leaving in the first place, you know, in a significant manner to actually affect the economy. Holy shit, man. I didn't actually even play the full clip, so here it is.
Work anymore, they don't pay into the system, and you need more resources to take care of them. That is supplemented by young workers. Young workers pay into the workforce or
Supplemented by young workers, where young workers are piles of fucking shit. Business owners are the big boys, alright? The real question is, do businesses have enough workforce to be able to operate? Huh? That's the real fucking question, isn't it? It's not the young workers. Get that shit out of my fucking face. Alright? Economy's not propped up by little bitch workers. Alright? It's propped up by, can businesses operate? That is the real question. And it's actually propped up by, does the politics work? Are people actually distracted by the politics, or are they relaxed by the politics? This is the fucking make or break a country situation. On top of that, there's, you know, spiritual people who also spread positivity and are basically invisible. The ultimate socialists, so to speak. The invisible people, invisible hand that actually cleans up the evils of the world. You know, someone like me, I probably have a pretty big leverage on whether people can stand living in my local area or can't. Right? I probably have a pretty good grip because I had to fight all my neighbors. Every which one, from every which direction. I fought them and I actually got something in return, something positive. I made a positive change. So spiritual level people, yeah, they're even better. And you can't expect young people to be doing the heavy lifting here. Get that shit out of your fucking mouth. Young people are to be spit in their fucking faces. I hate all of them equally. Alright? I can't wait until they fucking grow up. Until they do that magical fucking thing that Chester Bennington, the dead guy, said in my dream. Grow the fuck up. Alright?
whatever, that money that they then take is then used to cover healthcare for old grandma.
Oh, healthcare for old grandma. It's healthcare. Yeah. That's probably the most expensive part, actually. Yeah, healthcare. I'm actually not gonna resist that one. That does seem pretty expensive. But guess what? Women don't actually migrate that much, and women go through the we'll take care of old people phase. They learn, they go through that medical, like, university education. Yeah, they don't leave. They're perfectly fine finding opportunities locally because that's just what they think, what they do. Like, they grew up here, they don't go anywhere. Women don't go anywhere, all right? Women pretty based, on average. And if they go, then they don't actually care about taking care of old people, right? The system fucking knows what it needs by default. The system tries to solve its own problems. That's the power of economy, really. Okay? In the end, if there's an emergency, we just let businesses take care of people instead of privatizing healthcare. Let's let the businesses take care of that. Fuck it, right? Like if if that is the biggest scare that the government has, that too much money goes into healthcare, then they can just give it to the public sector. That's it. Cut half of it, give it to the public sector. Fuck it, like, you guys make money on your own terms. It's not that deep, bro. That's not like a ringing alarm of like, we need migration right now because we can't cover the cost. Like, migration is the thing that's gonna actually create cancers of the world. Will actually flood hospitals in the first place. Will create more crime and flood hospitals. And there happens to be free healthcare, you know, across Europe. So when migrants actually come into the place, yeah, shit gets real, unfortunately. They actually burden the system much more. They do more things happen, more problems occur. The prosecution process is like the slowest snail in the universe. And the moment you put just a little bit of burden on that shit, holy crap, does it feel like the end of the world? You know, you stepped on a snail. Just by doing crime, you already overwhelmed jail system, you overwhelmed prosecution system, you overwhelmed police system, and police, instead of focusing on tiny inconveniences that people have to go through, they just focus on the big picture crimes, and even then they might actually give up and start persecuting regular people for tweeting too much. Like, give me a fucking break, dude. The whole system can be broken with migration, but this guy's just gonna be oblivious. He's just gonna wake up yesterday and be like, oh, I know what's going on. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
The government spends more money.
Donate some of your hair, all right? You look way too smart for your actual IQ.
Money on taking care of old people. Young people will leave because they're not getting anything.
Young people will make the smartest decisions of all time. Young people, just the brains of the world, man. They know everything. They understand all the things, right? All these so-called young people, they're not my friends anymore for some reason. They must be too fucking smart to be able to talk to a smart person anymore, right? They must be transcendental levels of intelligence. There's not a single fucking so-called young person that wants to talk to me anymore, which is their loss, basically, because they should keep an eye on the economy in their local space and see how I am doing it, right? See how I live. What kind of food do I eat, right? They have to keep a fucking eye on where they come from. If they are leaving, why are they not actually trying to talk to me? I'm willing to actually surveil the whole system to give them exact information. Well, the reason is because they're fucking dum-dums and they don't give a fuck about doing anything, all right? They don't give a fuck about anyone existing anywhere, all right? They don't care about conversing and actually surveilling of what's actually going on in the world. They're just going with the flow and pretending that that's somehow trendy, that that's somehow a worldwide phenomenon, that young people are so leaving so fast. Oh my god, you can't even stop them, how fast they're leaving. You gotta be fucking kidding me, man. It's a made-up fucking myth at this point. The young people are leaving. And at the same time, who are we talking about? Are we talking about American just woke up and he wanted to talk about Europe all of a sudden? Is that what is going on? Is this American take on something that's happening in Europe? Because that's fucking next level intelligence as well. Of like, why are you fucking touching with your nasty, greasy fucking fingers something that you don't comprehend? And you don't have to live in it. You don't actually have the full spectrum experience required to even fucking put your take down on the fucking table, right? Who the fuck are you in the whole context of things? Why don't you introduce yourself for the... Like, I'm actually Lithuanian. I'm literally the guy he's accusing that is gonna, like, crush the system with my pension. I'm literally the guy. I choked my country. It's over. They're dying, bro. They're dying. They're getting the most diverse set of imports that I've never seen before. Like my supermarkets are getting oversaturated. I can't stop finding new things. My entire life, I live here. I still keep finding new things in across 2 fucking supermarkets. All right. There's always new thing. I just found a new type of fucking flake candy. Are you fucking kidding? I just found a new candy. And it's cheap enough and it's affordable and it melts in your mouth. I just found a new candy. It's like, oh no, we're gonna starve because the shelves are fucking empty. Get the fuck out of here. We live in capitalism. Capitalism can do fucking miraculous things. As long as you don't do crime. As long as you're not a piece of shit predator who has nothing good to fucking say. Holy shit, man. The things we can learn. This is Capitalism Explained fucking peak moment of Capitalism Explained. Because no matter how much of capitalism you're gonna explain, someone is gonna craft the most dumbest fucking take in the universe, and it will feel so righteous when they spit that shit out of their mouth. Bro, you live in America. You live in a fucking par at this point. Bro, you don't even know what reality you live in. You don't even know what a walkable city is and how economy actually operates in Europe and why Europeans are smart enough to actually afford something called healthcare, you know? Americans think that healthcare actually costs a lot of money, which is the most fascinating thing, right? Of the real question being like, how many brain farts live in Americans' heads when they actually observe European lifestyles? It is a miracle that he even attempted to actually find a problem inside Europe. Like, holy shit, man. You almost did it, man. You almost found something to talk about. Damn, bro. Damn.
From the country. And that means the young people that stay have to get worked even harder, which makes them leave faster. But moreover, the more old people that are left get to vote, and they will vote for people that will promise to give them
the old people gonna vote
more stuff, which then makes young
I don't disagree. But the funny thing is, it's the UK that voted migration into the country. Right? And at the same time, migration wasn't something that people voted for in the first place. We all anonymously hate migration. All right? Because it just destroys culture altogether. Old people don't like culture to be destroyed. And yeah, old people might have voted for something that's more lenient towards, like, I don't know, millionaires. I don't know. Some weird shit. But it's UK that is actually choking itself. The UK, the promised land, the place that I'm supposed to, like, migrate into, and I did. And they themselves are like a sinking fucking ship. The stinkiest place when it comes to this whole fucking migration crisis. And I don't want to touch it anymore. And people are actually fleeing UK back into their place. And again, I can't help it, I hope, to welcome them back, because they're not youngsters anymore. Thank you very much. You grew a little bit of balls, and you're going to be doing just fine when you come back. You'll be just fine. Like, even jobless people, we're just like 8%, by the way. This is another crazy statistic that fucking struck me like a ton of bricks, of like, only 8% of people are jobless. What kind of fucking stratosphere do we live in? 8%? Holy, that's gonna prop up the economy like crazy. The rest are people are working. Like, what the? This can't be right. I can't even fathom such a fucking percentile. Where are the pensioners in this? I don't understand. Jobless. 8% are jobless. It's just like for young people. Shit. I don't know. See, that's the funny thing as well about capitalism is education. Education is so readily available just across the internet. We have invented communication, we have established it, and it's available for everyone, right? Anyone can just type in just a piece of information that they request from the internet and they get the answer. And guess what? That information is useful enough to help everyone at all times. Whatever the crisis might be, all right, you will be able to prop up economy with this magical solution that you found on the internet time and time again. You can find to purchase any good imaginable from the internet. You can solve way more complex problems. And every economy is no longer afraid of some weird-ass crisis that could possibly be happening. Maybe one day, but technology catches up just as fast. And all of a sudden, these young people will just replace them with AI. Please do not come back. If you're too young, all right, just leave. Leave, get replaced by AI. Fuck you anyways. All right? AI is my best friend. I talk to AI all the time. All right? People condemn AI because they're pieces of shit, young motherfuckers. Right? That's where the AI scare comes from. But in general, AI is a very good companion, and I would probably teach my mom how to communicate with AI. Right? AI is so useful it can learn all the languages too. Right? It is the best European that ever existed. That's what AI is. It is capable of actually translating and just coddling all the old people and helping them make good decisions of how to be even less destructive in their society. All this fucking video does to me is make me feel like I have to protect old people even more. Because apparently scrutiny exists. Scrutiny exists like that. Fuck these guys.
Believe more. So then what do? You got, like...
I want to, like, think about, young people. You know, those school shooters, right? Them school shooters. Is that what we're missing? Exactly? In every European country, we just need more, like, young people, yeah? Because school shooter translates into a piece of shit human being in Europe that just stinks the whole lifetime, just wanders around streets and make people unsafe. We don't need that shit, bro. We don't need military-age men to just roam around the streets and make people unsafe, let alone our own youth stinks ass. Our own youth fucking assholes. I will never defend my age group. I can never defend anything below my age group. Alright? These people have to get spanked first to be able to be regulated. Neuro-regulated. Instead of straight up evil and unhinged. And do whatever the fuck they want. Again, if healthcare collapses, that's the tax old people will have to pay, right? Oh shit, we'll have to pay extra if we're old and unhealthy. All right, just make them pay extra. Just make them pay for their fucking healthcare. That's it, solved. What the food problem? The food is never going to be a shortage of any kind. We have plenty of food to feed everyone. All right, so you can't blame food for this shit. You can't add this to the system. You only have your fucking healthcare to blame because you're too American. All right?
You have to bring somebody into work, right? And when you bring people into work, a lot of the times those people tend to be from people that are willing to work for no money. So who do you get? A lot of poor immigrants.
Who do you get? Well, you don't. But that's the funny thing is, like, if Europeans are immigrants in their own country, or immigrating from their own country to another one for work opportunities, and their jobs are getting filled by someone else as well, I mean, it's their loss, by the way. Their fucking loss. And at the same time, look, even in his perfect view, if things actually go smooth, we have successfully claimed cheaper labor. Congratulations. Again, if the system smoothly integrates the migrants, yeah, we benefit. Maybe even more so. Congratulations. But yeah, the crux in the whole system, what we're actually complaining about, what we should be worrying about is, do factories run? Or are factories under attack by something? Right? Maybe by young people not finding jobs. Maybe they are burning down factories somewhere. Oh, it's in America. Oh, okay, that's fine. But that was just like a couple of factories. No big deal, right? Amazing. Amazing. Old people are so demanding nowadays, it's crazy.
But they also don't like the poor immigrants. So they're stuck in a situation where literally they cannot win because they either
There is no win. It's always a 100% loss, baby.
have to like the immigrants, which they will never, or they have to accept that poor Nona's gonna starve
Game over.
to death into her old age. And this is why I say Europe
They will starve.
is now
That's
dealing
it.
with a crisis with no solution.
That's it. There is no solution, guys. Game over. Checkmate. No more solutions. That's even crazier, to think there's no alternative solutions to whatever the fuck he just vomited out of his brain. He just came up with. This is his original test submission, right? And he gets the final mark of E. You put effort into your stupid tiki-taki, but when a teacher actually looked into your work, you took a piss. Nobody fucking asks you to take a piss. I don't actually follow this guy. I follow, like, smart people, generally, who actually know what they're talking about. When it comes to talking about economy, probably there is not smart enough person on this planet that I can actually follow. But okay, boomer. He just proven his point that young people are just making noise, and we're actually glad to not hear them. That old people are not using TikTok because they would have to actually start paying taxes in terms of brain rot, right? They would actually have to care about what the fuck is happening on the screen. Maybe this guy is actually telling the truth, and me as an old person should, feel bad right now. Aw, don't feel bad. He's stupid. He's stupid over there.
European
He's just yapping. He already did. He did the yap. He did the yap without any resistance, nothing, bro. He just came up with a brilliant idea. We, the Europeans, have no solutions to this. It's game over, man. It's game over. We gotta hand it to him. The system is neither scared of of providing free healthcare, neither it's scared of not having enough workers, because again, they give me a pension instead of giving me work. Like, what kind of fucking decision was that? Right? They're not even capable of actually addressing who I am, identifying me as a working male. Right? I could definitely work at probably one of the more complicated jobs. Like, they could just sniff out in my past. I went through factories. They could just ask some basic fucking questions. Went through factories, worked some simple jobs. What's the problem? I was able to keep up there. I mean, why can't you just, like, ask me questions that I did, in fact, work, and I'm capable of more, if not, same, if not more, right? They don't need no fucking workers. I went through the fucking joblessness, paid joblessness. I was job seeking, basically. I didn't find nothing useful unless, again, I acquire a bike, then it's convenient enough. Fucking, do my thing. No bike, game over. That's the real game over. Alright? We still need transportation to do things. Like, AI is gonna come But in this guy's mind, like, AI is like, well, it replaces jobs, but like, it doesn't actually play a role in this. Like, no, it's checkmate. Checkmate, no solutions. There's no future. It's over, right? AI is not the solution that magically appears in his fucking pockets, right? That magically drives his car while he's fucking scratching his forehead of like, there's gotta be a problem in Europe somewhere, you know? Fucking desperately looking for something that basically barely exists. Barely, bro. I will gift a story that he earns for his birthday present. When he's 60 years old, maybe I'll find one story where, like, shit, this old person was, like, hogging up the system, man. That's fucking crazy. With all his pensions. Yeah, I will find that one story, dude. With all of his pensions, like, he really hogged the system, dude. Damn, this guy over there, this old man, he took all the free samples from the society. He really fucking hogged it up, man. Again, at some point, I was, like, really pissed off about pensioners in general, and I was just like, how the fucking pensioners exist even? But again, shitty millionaires put a much bigger strain on society. They come up with all the stupid-ass jobs. They come up with all the fucking ways to destroy and lobby the government and just, like, do all the nasty things. They're the ones enslaving humanity and demanding that they instead be propped up. That humanity pays into their millions of dollars, right? Not only humanity has to pay the millions of dollars, but also have to do the fucking labor to actually get back the monies. Millionaires are the ones that we're actually questioning worldwide, but this guy actually found a different group of people that we can question because, shit, money has to come from somewhere, you know? He's the fucking radical right-winger. It's like, man, people can't just get free money. That will destroy the universe, okay? Free money destroys everything that ever existed. Free money is literally the way to keep people alive, all right? It's a lifeline. Money is a fucking lifeline. And you just want to, like, cut it and laugh at it. You know? It's like, haha, you can't possibly keep a lifeline to an old person. That's crazy. What are you talking about? There's no way old people can survive leeching the system. The system will collapse. It's over. Lifeline is crazy idea. But when I think about universal basic income, yeah, that does sound pretty good. You know, like, just tease a young person with this magical, like, back pain. How about that? With magical, like, lack of friendships, mental illness is rising, back pain appears. Shit, all of a sudden you have health problems yourself. You cannot actually peak your performance anymore. Oh shit, man. What do you do then? What are you gonna try? You're gonna try and claw yourself into a retirement, and then people will take a piss at you for your stupid ass fucking take. Now that you're old, your retirement is gonna look like fucking Jumanji, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Old man? Nah, you paying taxes. Let's play Jumanji together. Alright? Virtual reality, bro. You get trampled in there. Old man, let's make content, old man. Homie. Hey, come in here, homie. Let's make some content. Let's make some TikToks. You know how to make TikToks. Let's go, boy. Let's go, homeboy. They will make a fucking pensioner out of you, bro, for these stupid ass stakes. Be careful how you fucking talk, man. The crazy thing is, usually if you can surface sniff the economy, the deeper interconnected processes will just reinforce the idea that this guy is wrong, right? If I can take a sniff of the surface of the rug of the economy, the blanket statement that, like, young people are pieces of shit anyways, they're not propping up any piece of economy, all right? None. You guys are useless in that sense. innovators who build automated processes, farmers who are actually striking, who should be talked about first and foremost. If you talk about economy in Europe, if you talk about European problems, we're talking about farmers first and foremost. There's no exception. Pensioners are just like spectators. They get their fucking popcorn. They get their seat in the movie theater. They just sit there and spectate. They do fucking nothing. They just talk. Alright? They don't do much. You can feed the fucking old man. Alright? You can feed them. It's a little bit of popcorn. Are you kidding me, dude? What are they doing with money? Enslaving countless of human beings? Army of old people just really doing that dirty work, man. Pensioners in France make more a month than an average worker, rightfully so. France is literally on fire because of young people. Tell me how the system haven't collapsed already. Exactly. Even the idea of the voting power of young people non-existent, where old people outvote young people, that is fucking insane, dude. That is so fucking insane. Not only young people are literally propagandized by left radicals all the time, and lefties are the ones who actually open themselves up for migration. Old people simply rise up, they realize that you guys are fucking taking a piss, you guys are being propagandized and votes are being stolen. And if you are traveling across Europe as a young person, you are literally throwing your vote away. You're literally trashing your vote. You don't actually care about the voting system in the first place. Literally, I'm reading a comment, it's like, yeah, bro is talking out of his ass. Just another example of that. The most money goes into policing the population and paying for high crimes. That's what it is. Fucking type in that stupid shit. Why can't I just type the fucking comment? I can't even fucking reply, dude. TikTok doesn't work. And this guy is, you know, shoving his big dick across TikTok. I can't even fucking type a comment. Alright, this website doesn't even work. Old people live lives that actually work. We coddle pensioners like it's Olympic sports. We should all rise. Age cap on a vote. Oh, wow. Fucking degenerates, basically. Age cap? Oh, dude, you fucking degenerates. You completely unhinged. Oh my god, if we actually raise retirement age, that means younger people have a harder time accessing to job. That's it. There's no solution. That's it. Checkmate, bro. Everything is bad. Everything you do is bad, bro. When it comes to people talking about economy, they brain rot in lightning speeds. Holy shit, man. Again, I don't understand most of the things about economy. I just hate the top 1% because they can take a dive for once. All right, they can be a little bit poor. They can make up some shit-ass jobs. All right, they have the money to give to everyone. All right, there's plenty of money to go around. Millionaire, please bend over a little bit. All right? Millionaire, please. Hey, consider all those people who need jobs. All right, consider how much you can help. These are the people that I would, you know, lash into. Not the pensioners. Again, top 1% owns how much? 99% of wealth? Oh shit! Oh my goodness gracious! They woke me up. And every single time they wake me up, they're just going idiot mode to the max. They can't help themselves. Now, technically, Trump versus Iran, I think I was suggesting that, yeah, that war is like unavoidable or whatever. It is what it is. Eventually it broke out into, yeah, it's just another way to inflate everything. Potentially that can choke up the economy. Not old people, but oil. Oil. But at the same time, maybe you should travel less. You should order less Amazon packages or something, right? It's the youngsters that need more oil than old people. Old people just stay in one place. Oh, but the youngsters, they like traveling. They like cars. They love using oil. Oh, man. You're the ones that fucking hogging up the system, basically. By using oil, you're increasing the prices of oil. That's pretty bad. You like driving things. Oh, that's not good, my friend. Young friend. You're driving up the prices. Like, you can find so many economic, like, arteries, basically, to complain about. You can craft your own perspective of how economy works. Holy shit. You can't just live your life, for fuck's sake. You can't do that, right? You found this ultimate problem. You have to yap about it. You have to brain rot about it. You have to call people stupid about it. You can't just live your fucking life and admit that economy is too complicated to comprehend for a simple-minded person, right? These kind of opinions, you might want to fucking keep it to yourself for once, right? Because all I'm doing is just debunking. I'm not actually trying to explain economy too much. And when it comes to explaining capitalism, I'm explaining the anomalies caused by capitalism. You can see when something is caused, when something is different from the norm, then it becomes pretty obvious that it's probably capitalism. You can blame capitalism for a lot of things, but that doesn't mean that you will understand the inner workings of economy. That is crazy. That's not even capitalism. That's corporatism in the first place, right? Corporatism is free for all. It's a very complicated situation, and the best thing you can do is just make profits. That's the best thing you can do, and that seems to work. It doesn't mean that people who don't feed into the system will destroy the system, but free for all means that you can profit. You yourself, you get to decide how much money you can leech out of the system, where you're going to put that money into, and that's it. And you should be judged based on how you spend your money, not how much money you get. That's the fucking problem. Just because pensioners get money doesn't mean they spend it on, bombs, growing weed, taking over land. Doesn't mean that they spend it on malicious resources. All right? That create scarcity and destruction. Where you spend money is more important than how much you get. Anyways, I know that much about economy. I know that much about capitalism in the end of the day. Don't matter how much you get, it's how you spend it. If I spend money on building infrastructure, on investing, and helping people out, fuck yeah, dude. We can have pensioners around. You can have your grandpapa a little bit longer. You don't want, you don't need, you discard. You shred your grandpapa? Okay, that's fine. Go shred him. Go shred him, boy. Or I want to see it. We can make a MrBeast video about it. Okay? Me shredding grandpapa. Okay, like, come on, dudes. Are we really that fucking inhumane right now? Can you just work for your grandpapa until he dies? You know, can you just celebrate death a little bit? To the point where you're just happy working for a grandpapa. Get the fuck out of here, piece of shit. Holy crap. The dumbest fucking take is the best fucking take. Because even the dumbest fucking take can be lit on fire, smoked like a bong, basically. Here, take a piece, bro. Everyone's happy. Everyone's smoking that ass. Everyone's smoking your ass, buddy. And he's just some random dude. We don't need to know who he is. I can't even show it anymore. I can't even show who the guy is. He doesn't pop up anymore. Beautiful. No, well, it would pop up if I just don't know how to use the fucking website, bro. It's crazy. Finish building the stupid website. I'm just yapping. I'm just screaming at my screen like a fucking old boomer who does deserve a pension, by the way, because I tried to educate you. I really tried, but you will not receive the message. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about that, buddy. Please come again. Alright? Bye-bye. Give me a girlfriend, maybe, you know? I already receive a pension. I should have had one by now. Jesus fucking Christ.